China's HQ-19 system to shield against hypersonic weapons and nuclear threats. The anti-ballistic missile system can intercept threats beyond the atmosphere and is seen as a more competent rival to the US Army's THAAD. Almost a decade has passed since the People's Liberation Army pulled the trigger on President Xi Jinping's plans for a massive overhaul of the world's biggest military. In the seventh of a series on Chinese weapon systems, we look at the country's new anti-ballistic missile system. After 14 years of testing, China has debuted the HQ-19 or HQ-19, an anti-ballistic missile system capable of intercepting threats beyond the atmosphere, as well as those moving at hypersonic speeds within the atmosphere. The HQ-19, also known as the Red Flag 19, has been touted as a more competent rival of the US Army's Terminal High Altitude Area Defense, or THAAD, anti-missile system developed in the 1990s. The new anti-ballistic missile system is expected to be crucial for defending Chinese territory from a high altitude against ballistic missiles, which can be armed with nuclear warheads. Here is what we know about the Chinese system from its unveiling at the Zhuhai Air Show in November, and how it might be different from THAAD. The HQ-19, developed by the Chinese Air Force, and THAAD, both operate using a hit-to-kill technology. They use kinetic energy, instead of an explosive warhead, to destroy targets and are focused on countering short and medium-range ballistic missiles. China has not released specifications for the HQ-19, but like THAAD, it is made up of a combination of radar and missiles to detect, track, and intercept targets. While THAAD can intercept targets at a range of around 200 kilometers, or 124 miles, and at an altitude of up to 150 kilometers, some analysts say the HQ-19's maximum range and altitude could be higher than the American systems. In January, the Chinese military magazine Weapons Engineering Technology suggested the HQ-19's maximum altitude could be 500 kilometers to 600 kilometers. This is because its closing speed, the relative speed at which the distance between the interceptor and its target decreases, is much quicker than that of THAAD, thanks to its more effective two-stage launcher and more powerful fuel, according to the magazine. State media reports have confirmed the HQ-19's ability to counter hypersonic glide vehicles within the atmosphere, a key capability exceeding THAAD's powers. Hypersonic weapons are difficult to detect and counter given their speed and maneuverability, low flight paths, and unpredictable trajectories. However, the HQ-19's ability to intercept hypersonic targets is expected to be limited to short to medium-range multiple-surface Waverider missiles, according to the magazine. China began technical testing of the HQ-19 on land-based anti-ballistic missiles in 2010. In 2023, it announced the success of its seventh trial, which tested a mid-course interception. It is believed that the HQ-19 will mainly intercept incoming missiles during the mid-course of their trajectory, rather than intercept them at the terminal or re-entry phase, which is what THAAD is designed to do. If true, this would mark China's progress in managing challenging exo-atmospheric conditions and speed control in space. Anti-ballistic missile systems are used with other surface-to-air defense systems, such as the US Army's Patriot system, and China's HQ-9 HQ-9 system, which target threats at lower altitude to create a multi-tier national missile defense system. A Pentagon report on China's military from last year said China was developing ballistic missile defense systems with exo-atmospheric and endo-atmospheric kinetic energy interceptors. It also said the HQ-19 interceptor had undergone tests to verify its ability against ballistic missiles with a range of 3,000 kilometers. It added that China was pursuing a mid-course interceptor that might have capabilities against intermediate-range ballistic missiles and possibly intercontinental ballistic missiles. The HQ-19's launcher vehicle, an 8-wheel drive high-mobility truck, is mounted with 6 interceptor missiles. Each missile is about 50 centimeters, or 19.7 inches, in diameter and about 7 meters, or 23 feet long. By comparison, the THAAD interceptor missiles measure 37 centimeters in diameter and 6.17 meters long. In an interview with state broadcaster CCTV in November, Chinese military analyst Du Wenlong said the HQ-19 system could fire at a near-vertical launch angle and turn 360 degrees in any direction. Du said the design was unlike some countries that launch at a smaller angle, which require more difficult adjustments. THAAD is known to launch missiles at a lower angle. The HQ-19 launches use a 2-stage solid-fuel rocket motor. THAAD uses a single-stage rocket motor, which travels at a slower speed. However, THAAD-ER, an extended-range version of the U.S. anti-missile system now under development, will also employ a 2-stage rocket motor that could travel faster. While the interceptor boosters of both the HQ-19 and THAAD are made of carbon fiber, the HQ-19's interceptors are believed to be propelled by N-15B fuel, a nitrate-based rocket propellant. Du did not specify which type of fuel the Chinese system would use, but said it would be much more powerful than regular fuel. Rather than traditional hot launch technology, which propels the missile into the air using its engine, the HQ-19 uses a cold launch technology that sends the missile into the air with an auxiliary power system before igniting the engine. Cold launch systems are safer, more efficient, and allow for larger and heavier missiles. The launcher's accuracy largely relies on the HQ-19's phased array system, which is mounted on a separate truck and has an estimated range of up to 4,000 kilometers. While there has been online speculation that the Chinese system will use a combination of 610A information radar and 780 guidance radar, the analysis by Weapons Engineering Technology suggests that, like THAAD, the Chinese system will employ a single X-band radar.